apart, knees nice and soft, and we're just going to start with that rocking. So we're rocking the weight forwards, over the balls of the feet, and then back over the heels. So just transferring that weight across the foot. Try not to grip with the toes there. Try to relax the toes, spread the toes out, coming forwards, making sure weight's nice and evenly distributed throughout the feet and throughout the foot. Start to notice that slight engagement of the core as we're rocking forwards. We're going to maintain that core engagement as we come back to centre. Keeping that core engaged, finding neutral with the pelvis, so just popping the hands on the hips and just really tucking that tailbone under. So a little squeeze of the glutes there, and then rocking forwards. So just backwards and forwards with the pelvis. Just loosening off through that lower back. And then we're just going to slightly tuck the tailbone between the legs. So the hip bones are nice and level. Crown of the head up towards the ceiling, so nice and tall with the spine. And then we're going to bring the arms up towards the ceiling. Nice full body stretch here. We're going to come up onto the tiptoes as we bring the arms down. So take an inhale breath. Exhale as we're coming up. So just reaching up with the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Coming up onto the tiptoes, bringing those arms back. Just open up the chest. And then slowly bring it back down again, taking it back up into our full body stretch there. So nice and tall. Inhale breath as we exhale, coming up onto the tiptoes. Crown of the head towards the ceiling. Core nice and strong. And then slowly lower back down again. And then keeping that full body stretch, we're just going to open up through the front of the body. So just grabbing hold of the hands. We're just going to lean backwards, keeping that core nice and strong so we don't overextend the spine. Perfect. And exhale, bringing it back to centre. Let's do 2 more of those. So inhale, breath as we come back. And exhale as we bring it through. Last one. Inhale as we're leaning back. Again, keep that core strong so we don't really overextend the spine. And exhale it back to centre. Grabbing hold of the wrist, we're just going to gently pull the arm over, feeling that stretch down the side of the body. And then coming back up to centre again, grabbing hold of the other wrist, gentle pull. And then coming back to centre. Relaxing the arms down to the side. If you can grab our bands or whatever you've got tight, don't worry if you haven't got anything there, we can just still arm circle, it's fine. So we're going to bring the bands out, the arms out to about 45 degrees. Put my socks off and sniffing around. So arms out to about 45 degrees, tailbone tucked under, core nice and strong. So we inhale breath, so we bring the bands up. And then exhale, keeping that spine nice and strong, so don't arch through the back here. We're just going to open up through the chest, mobilising through that shoulder joint. So inhale, breath as we come up, and exhale as we come down. Let's do a couple more of those. So inhale, breath, keeping that tailbone tucked under, keeping that crown of the head drawn towards the ceiling. And then coming back up and over. Relaxing the arms down to the side now. We're going to take it into our roll down. So we can inhale breath as we exhale. Bring the chin towards the chest. Start to bring the shoulders forward. Keeping that tailbone tucked under. So the tummy button's drawn towards the spine. We're going to roll it down. So imagine you've got a brick wall in front of you. Really work that C shape of the spine there. And at the bottom, we're just going to flop. So relaxing through head, neck and shoulders, keeping the knees nice and soft as well here. So we're not locking the knees out. You should feel a really nice pull into the hamstrings there. Couple of focus breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Then we're going to stand onto the centre of the band and roll up now against the resistance. So take an inhale breath. As we exhale, really draw that tummy button up towards the spine. So we're really pushing up into the back. Just let the head and neck relax. Start to pull against the tension of the band, or the tights, whatever you've got. Nice big shoulder roll at the top. So we'll pop those shoulders down and back. And then we're going to stretch out through the neck. So just going to bring the ear towards the shoulder. Feel that lovely stretch into the side of the neck. And then bringing the chin forwards, chin to chest, stretching to the back of the neck, and then over to the other shoulder. Try not to let those shoulders creep up. Perfect. And down. Let's go for one more to each side because it feels really nice. And last one. So chin comes towards the chest, ear to shoulder, and then bringing the chin back to the chest again. We're going to lengthen back up through the neck now. So draw the crown of the head up towards the ceiling, shoulders stay down and back, and then standing off the bands now. We'll just work a little bit of rotation into the spine. So just bringing the arms out again to about 45 degrees. We're just going to swing the arms from side to side, just gently rotating through the spine. Just let gravity take the arms. Sometimes get a couple of nice big cracks out the back on this one, which is quite nice. And then just start to slow that down. And as we do, just let the arms come back to center. There we go, well done. And then grabbing hold of the ball if you've got them, don't worry again if you haven't. We're going to stand on the mat, we're going to point both feet facing forwards, taking a big step forward with the right foot or left foot, doesn't matter. Using the ball, we're going to go into a front lunge, a front lunge, sorry. So we're going to bend through the front knee, dipping that back knee down towards the floor, and then pushing back up. So drive up through the heel out of that lunge. So just bending through that front knee, dipping that back knee down towards the floor, and back up again. We're going to start to bring the ball underneath this front leg, switch hands, and then back up again. Let's go for 4 more of those. 1, 2, nice and low. That you should feel a really nice stretch into that back hip. 3, and last one, and 4. Keeping both hip bones facing the front. We're going to switch the legs over. So nice and wide through the legs, bending through that front knee, going down into that lunge and back up again. 4 more. 1. Dipping that back knee just down towards the floor. Last 2. And last 1. And then back up again. Well done. Bringing the feet together. We're then going to take the feet out nice and wide. Toes pointing forward, bringing the arms out level with the shoulders. So really lengthen through the arms here. We're going to take it into our tabletop. So take an inhale breath to prepare as we exhale. Folding from the hips. Pushing that weight back over the heels. Getting that nice stretch down the back of the legs there. We're just going to hold for 3, 2, nice deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. And 1, and we're going to go into a flop now. So relaxing through head, neck and shoulders, no creases in the back of the neck. Then just grabbing hold of the elbow, so opposite elbow with the hand, relaxing through that neck. Give the head a shake if you need to. We're just going to swing from side to side. Wake up through the spine, and then coming back to center. Inhale breath. As we exhale, we're going to scoop the tummy button up towards the spine and roll back up. So really use the core here to rebuild the spine as we come back up and out of that roll down. And at the top, again, just reset those shoulders down and back. Then we're going to come to the end of the mat and work a tabletop. So tailbone tucked under, core switched on, taking it up into our full body stretch first. We're going to come down into our tabletop. So inhale, breath, exhale, folding from the hips, pushing that weight back over the heels as we come down Don't lock the knees out, but keep the legs reasonably straight. Really lengthen out through the spine here. Take a couple of couple of focus breaths rather. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And then coming down with the hands towards the floor. Really softening through the knees here. Softening through the knees until we can bring the hands to the floor. So hands flat to the floor. We're then just going to bend, really bend through the knees, and then push the bottom back up towards the ceiling. So lengthening back out through the legs. Inhale as we come down. Exhale as we push back up. Let's do 2 more. And last one. And then pushing that bottom back up towards the ceiling, keeping the knees soft. We're going to walk out into our plank. So just walking down the mat until the wrists are directly underneath the shoulders. Nice and low with the bottom. So really nice, solid plank. We're just going to hold it here for 2 breaths. So in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then on the next exhale breath, we're going to push the bottom back up towards the ceiling, taking it into our downward dog. So pushing the heels back into the floor, head through the arms. Take a couple of focus breaths here. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And then coming back into plank again. We're going to go for 1 more. So really bottom comes level with the body. If that's too much, come down onto the knees. Inhale breath. Exhale breath. On this next exhale breath, bottom's going to be pushed back up again. Push those heels back into the floor. Get that nice stretch into the calf. Couple of focus breaths. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. And then coming back, shoulders over the wrists, holding for 2 more breaths. And then just gently bring the knees down. We're going to take it back into child's pose now, so just sitting back into the heels, lengthening through the spine, lengthening through the arms. Couple of focus breaths here as well. And then we're just going to have a little walk round to one side with the hands. So just walk the hands round, one hand on top of the other. Feel that stretch into the side of the body. And then walking the hands back through the centre, coming over to the other side. Again, one hand on top of the other, feeling that nice stretch. And then coming back to centre again. We're then going to take it down to a cobra. So we're going to come back up, bringing the hips down to the floor, hands underneath the shoulders, but shoulders down and back. So we're going to work the triceps here. So the back of the shoulders and the back of the arms. So making sure those shoulders are away from the ears, relaxing through the bottom. Spread the fingers a little bit here as we take an inhale breath. And then as we exhale, we're going to push the floor away with the hands. So coming up into a cobra stretch. Feel that stretch down the front of the body. And then we're going to inhale as we come halfway down again. Keeping the elbows nice and tight to the body. The elbows aren't flaring out to the side. Exhale as we push back up. So we're going to go for 5 more of these. Inhale it down. Don't lose the tension in the back of the arm. Exhale as we push back up. Last 3. Last 2. Keeping the elbows nice and tight. So elbows close to the ribs. And last 1. Inhale as we come down. Exhale, pushing back up into that cobra stretch, extending through the spine. Very carefully now, we're going to come up onto the knees, just watch that lower back as we fold up and sit back into the heels again, lengthening through the arms, lengthening through the spine. Couple of focus breaths. And then we're going to come all the way down onto the floor, onto our fronts, and work upper spine. So from the middle of the back upwards, so bringing the hands underneath the forehead, one on top of the other. Bring the feet out to the corners of the mat, relaxing through the bottom for this one. So scooping that tummy button up towards the spine, slightly pushing that pubic bone down into the floor. Forehead comes down onto the hand, Take an inhale breath as we exhale. We're going to lift and lengthen through the upper spine, hovering the elbows and shoulders above the mat. And we're going to hold for 3, keeping that tummy button lifted up from the floor. 2 and 1. And inhale as we lower back down. Let's go again. Take a deep breath in to prepare. As we exhale, we're going to come up. So coming up into that hover above the floor. Think more length than lift here. So we're going to hold it here for 3, keeping that pubic bone pushed down into the floor. 2 and 1. And inhale as we come back down. Let's go for 3 more of those. Inhale breath. Exhale breath as we come up. Hover above the mat. If you want to make this a little bit harder, we can bring the arms out in front into a dive position. So squeezing the ears. 2, 1. Hands come back under the forehead. And inhale back down to the floor. Last 2 reps. Inhale breath. Exhale coming up. Stay here for level 1. We're just going to hold level 2. Bring those arms out. Squeeze the ears. 3, 2, 1. Hands come back. And inhale it down. Last one. Deep breath in. Exhale as we come up. Just coming up into that little hover. Keeping the tummy button scooped up. And to level 1, we stay here. Level 2, dive position. So really lengthen through the arms. Squeezing the ears with the arms. 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hands back and inhale it down onto the floor. Well done. Coming up onto all fours again, using the ball if we've got one, popping the hand on top of the ball. Just going to stretch out through the shoulders. So just roll the ball away and just lower the body weight down into the shoulder there. Feeling a nice stretch. If you haven't got a ball, just slide the hand away, same thing. Just lowering the weight down, keeping that bottom up in the air. And then coming back up, bringing that hand back underneath the shoulder. Transfer the ball under the other hand. Take an inhale breath as we exhale. Just roll that ball away. Lowering the weight down so you can control how much weight goes down into that stretch. Keep that bottom up in the air. Couple of focus breaths. And then coming back up with the hand underneath the shoulder. Then we're going to come down onto our sides. If you've got a cushion here, just to keep the neck aligned, you can pop the head onto a cushion. If not, don't worry, you can use the arm. So we're coming down into side lying. So basically here, the neck needs to stay in line with the spine. You can bring the hand underneath the cushion. So the hips are stacked one on top of the other. Core's engaged. So we're lifting that waist up from the mat. So there's a bit of daylight between the waist and the mat. We're going to lengthen away this top leg. So keeping a bend in this bottom leg. Hips stay stacked and hips stay as still as we can. We're just going to exhale as we just gently wake up the glutes. So squeeze and release. Really lengthening through this top leg. So exhale as we come up, squeeze and inhale. release back down. Let's go for a couple more. Keeping everything facing the front here as well, like the knee, the top of the foot, so we're not turning that leg out. Really squeezing from the top of the side of the bottom. Exhale it up. And then bringing that leg back to hip level, we're going to flex through the foot and come into a side kick. So we're going to inhale as we bring that foot forwards, inhale, bring it back a bit more, point the toe, and bring that leg back, just slightly beyond the hips. Flex, inhale, inhale a little bit further, point, exhale, keeping the leg parallel with the floor, squeezing the glute back there. Inhale, inhale, and point, and return. Let's keep that going, keeping the leg parallel with the floor. A little bit further, feel that nice pull down the back of the leg, point, bring that leg beyond the hip there. Let's go for 3 more. 1. 2. And 3. We're then going to pulse, so the legs level with the body at this point. We're just going to pulse that leg, pushing that leg behind. We're going to get 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. So bringing the arm now underneath the head, palm facing down towards the floor, leg comes back level with the body. We're going to bring in the obliques again now. So we're going to bring the arm over the head, so we're in a nice long position from the torso through the torso. And as we exhale, we're going to lengthen through, reaching up towards the ankle. Squeeze, and then inhale as we come back down. Keeping in line with the leg. Exhale it up. Squeezing from the side of the waist there, so reach up towards that ankle. And inhale as we lengthen back down again. Keeping the weight nice and light in this bottom hand, so it doesn't almost need to be there. And inhale, so we're not pushing up into the hand. Let's go for 5 more. 1. Really lengthening through that top leg. 2, perfect. Last 3. Squeeze, reach up towards the ankle. And last 2. And last 1. Nearly there. And inhale back down again. Well done. Bringing the knees together now. Bringing the cushion back under. We're going to bring this arm out level with the shoulder and do a bit of nice rotation into the spine and also mobilize through the shoulder joint. So bringing one arm on top of the other. Take an inhale breath. We're going to bring this arm up by the ear, keeping the arm as close to the floor as we can, rotating through the spine there. A nice big arm circle and bring the hands back together. So it's an inhale breath, arm comes up towards the ear. Bring that shoulder blade as close to the floor as we can. Nice big arm circle. Let's go for 3 more. My shoulder's a bit crunchy. And last one, inhale, arm comes up. And exhale as we bring the arm round. Well done. And then we're going to move onto our back next. What we're going to have next? So we're going to come up into seated. We're going to roll up into seated. So coming down onto the spine, bringing the feet out in line with the hips. Arms come behind the head, finding that imprint with the spine. So tuck the tailbone under, Sink that lower back down into the floor. Take an inhale breath as we exhale. We're going to bring the shoulder and arms up towards the ceiling. Anchor the shoulders down into the floor. Take an inhale breath as we exhale. Start to bring the chin towards the chest, and we're going to peel the spine up from the mat, one vertebrae at a time. If you need to use the elbow there just to help assist you come up, that's fine. And then we're going to reach it nice and tall at the top. And then bringing the arms back down, we're going to work some half roll down. So arms level with the shoulders. Inhale breath, spine's nice and tall at this point. Exhale, little pelvic tilt. And we're going to go roll down to that point where you feel that the feet want to lift up from the mat. And then we're going to come back up, lengthen, crown of the head towards the ceiling. Inhale breath, exhale pelvic tilt. Slowly start to place that spine down until we feel the heels want to lift. And then come back up again. We're going to start to add in the obliques here. So take an inhale breath at the top. As we exhale, coming down to that point, we're then going to reach to the back corner of the mat, tap, and then come back up, and then back up to center again. Just warming up through the core. So down to the other side this time, pelvic tilt, find that point, reach to that back corner of the mat. And back to center, and back to crown of the head back to the ceiling. Let's do a couple more on each side. We can add in at this point, so when we tap, we can just go a little bit further, and then back up, and lengthen. So we're just trying to slide that hand away a little bit further. So down, reach, and slide, back, back, and lengthen. Two more to each side. Tilt, tap, slide a little bit further if you like, and back to center, lengthening back up. And last one on each side. And back to center, last one. Pelvic tilt. Reach that corner, tap a little bit further, back, and lengthen. We're going to go all the way down now. So we can inhale breath, exhale, tilt the pelvis, and as slowly as we can, place the spine, one vertebrae at a time down onto the floor. So really control the spine down, one vertebrae at a time. Bringing the arms behind the head, keeping that spine imprinted into the floor. We're then going to bring the arms up towards the ceiling. Palms facing, anchor the shoulders down. So bringing the feet up onto the mat, making sure we find that imprint with the spine. So really sink that lower back down into the mat. We're then going to bring the legs up into tabletop position. 90-degree bend in the hip, 90-degree bend in the knee. So keeping that spine down, we're going to inhale as we start to bring the arms behind the head. And then exhale, not allowing the spine to lift at all as we bring the arms back up towards the ceiling. So inhale as we come back, and exhale as we bring the arms back up towards the ceiling. Let's go for two more. Keeping that spine down. Don't lose that imprint. Last one. Inhale it back. That looks really good. Exhale. Arms come back up. Anchor those shoulders. We're going to go for the legs now. Single leg stretch. So keeping those shoulders anchored, keeping that spine imprinted. We're going to inhale as we lengthen through one leg. Really lengthen through the leg. Exhale, bring it back to tabletop. Inhale, reach. Imagine somebody's pulling that foot away from you. Exhale, bring it back. Reach and bring it back. We can add those two movements together making it a little bit harder again. So as we inhale, arms come behind the head, leg lengthens away. Exhale, back to that start point. Inhale, lengthen, reach. Exhale, bring it back. Let's go for 4 more on each leg. If it's too much with the arms as well, just go with the legs. Nearly there. Really imagine somebody's pulling that leg away from you. And last one after this one. Inhale, lengthen. Keep that spine down. Bring it back. Last one. Well done. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Hug the knees. Have a little roll around on that lower back. And then the next exercise we're going to do, we're going to target lower abdominals. So we're going to work leg lowers. So bringing the feet back down onto the mat again, just to reset that spine. So tuck the tailbone under. If we have a grape underneath that lower arch of the back, we want to be crushing that grape down into the floor. So the ribs slide a little bit closer to the hips. If you want to, pop the hands just underneath the bottom for this one, just to keep the spine imprinted into the floor. We're going to bring the legs back up to tabletop position. And then we're going to inhale as we bring both feet down towards the mat. And exhale as we bring them back up into tabletop. So it's an inhale breath as we lower. And exhale, bring it back. Want to make this a little bit harder, bring the hands behind the head, elbows out nice and wide. Lift the head and shoulders up. Same thing again. Inhale it down. And exhale as we come back up. So really working those lower abdominals there. So just work at your level. If you feel the spine lifting, don't take the legs down quite as far. So don't worry if we're not tapping the floor with the feet. Just go down to that point where you feel the spine might lift and then come back up. Let's go for 2 more. Inhale as we lower. Exhale, bring it back. If we're working level 2 here on this next one, when the legs come back to tabletop position, we're going to bring the head down onto the floor. So we're going to bring the obliques in now. So what I want you to do is just tilt the feet to one side and dip the toes down to the outside of the mat. And then come back up to center, straighten, tilt, and lower. So we're tapping the floor on the outside of the mat there, bringing the obliques in. Let's go for 2 more to each side. Keeping that spine down. And last ones. And last one. Inhale it down. And exhale, squeeze back to center. Well done. Hug the knees in again. Little roll around, rock from side to side. Quick breather. And then we're going to take it into shoulder bridge next. So bringing the feet down to the floor. If you've got the ball for this one, great. If you haven't, don't worry. So heels are going to be directly underneath the knees. Spine's imprinted into the floor. We're going to bring the ball up towards the ceiling. Anchor the shoulders down. Take an inhale breath. As we exhale, we're going to just slightly tilt the pelvis and just start to peel the spine up from the floor. Squeezing the glutes at the top so the hips are level with the body. Take an inhale breath here. And as we exhale, we're going to just slowly start to place that spine back down. So weight through the heel as we place the spine back down to the floor. Take an inhale breath, we're going to go back up. So pelvic tilt, start to peel that spine up. Squeeze those hips up towards the ceiling. Squeezing the glutes to the top, nice straight slope from the knee to the shoulder. Inhale, breath. Exhale, slowly place the spine back down again. On this next one, we're going to use this, we're going to bring the arms in as well. So same thing again, pelvic tilt, heel that spine up. Squeeze those hips up. We're then going to bring the ball underneath the bottom, switch hands, and then back out on top. We're going to do 4 exchanges. 2, keep those hips nice and high. Don't worry if you haven't got a ball, just pretend. 3, keep those glutes squeezed. And 4, ball comes back towards the ceiling. Inhale, breath. Exhale, slowly place the spine. 1 vertebrae at a time, back down onto the floor. Really control it back down again. Let's go again. Inhale, breath. Exhale, pelvic tilt. Start to peel that spine up, squeezing the bottom at the top so the hips are level with the body. Inhale, breath. Exhale, ball comes under. And you can start to bring it over the head as well now if you like. So working the shoulders too. 1, 2. I haven't got enough room here. 3. And 4. Bring that ball back up towards the ceiling. Anchor the shoulders and just start to place the spine back down onto the floor. Last one. Inhale, breath. Exhale, tilt the pelvis, peel the spine up. Really squeeze those glutes up towards the hips up towards the ceiling. Inhale, breath. Exhale, ball comes under and over. 1, 2, 3, and the last one. And 4, bring that ball back up towards the ceiling. Inhale, breath. Exhale, just slowly start to place the spine back down. That looks really nice. Until that bottom touches the floor. Well done. Bringing the ball down, just grab hold of the knees. Just part the legs slightly there, just to get a nice stretch into the hip. Have a little rock from side to side. And then we're going to take it into the 100. I don't ever like to leave that one out. So bringing the feet back down onto the floor. Really get the blood pumping on this one. Reset the spine. So tuck the tailbone under. Sink that lower back down into the mat. Arms down by the side. Collarbones out nice and wide so the shoulders are down and back. We're going to bring the legs one at a time up into tabletop without the spine lifting. So nice 90-degree bend in the knee there. Imagine we're balancing a tray of drinks on the shins. And we're going to start to hinge from the shoulders. So really strong pulses with the arms. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 1. Head and shoulders can come up for level 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2. Level 3, we can lengthen through the legs as well. So nice deep breaths. The lower the legs are to the floor, the harder you're going to work the core, as long as we keep that lower back pressed down into the mat. 4. 1/2 there, really strong pulses. Imagine we're bouncing a basketball underneath the hands. Keep it at your level though, if this is too much. Come back to tabletop, or bring the head down. 7. Really bad at counting. 8. Really strong pulses. 9. Last 10 pulses. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10. Well done. Head and shoulders come down. Hug the knees in. Little rock around. Roll around. Maths was never my strong point. And then we're going to take it out into a full body stretch. So bringing the feet down onto the floor, lengthening out through the body. So really get that nice release across the centre. Imagine somebody's pulling the hands and feet in opposite directions. Have a good circle of wrists and ankles as well while we're down here. And then we're going to come back up into a seated position. So just bringing the arms up towards the ceiling, anchoring those shoulders down into the mat. Take an inhale breath. As we exhale, bring the chin towards the chest and just slowly start to peel the spine back up from the floor. Nice and slowly. Using the elbow if you need to there, lengthening at the top, so really reach for the ceiling. Inhale, breath, and as we exhale, we're going to bring the upper body forward and the waist backwards, so we're getting a really nice C shape into the spine, really part the shoulder blades there. Couple of focused breaths. And then we're coming back up, lengthening through the spine here. Inhale, breath. As we exhale, pelvic tilt. Slowly start to place that spine back down again. Really control the spine down. Really use the core there to control it down. And then lengthening at the bottom again. Nice release across the center. Inhale, breath into that stretch. As we exhale, bringing the arms back up towards the ceiling, palms facing. Anchor those shoulders. Inhale, breath. As we exhale, start to bring the chin towards the chest and start to peel that spine up. Keeping the heels down if we can. Sit nice and tall at the top. Reach for the ceiling, this time forward fold, so we're reaching for the feet. Feeling that stretch into the back of the legs. Take an inhale breath. As we exhale, just see if we can increase that stretch a little bit on the exhale breath. We're just going to hold. Every exhale breath, so you can go a little bit more into that stretch. And release. Well done. So now we're going to work a little bit of hip mobility. So, if you like, you can sit on the cushion at the back of the mat, just centre edge forward for this one. So bringing the feet onto the floor, legs out nice and wide, hands down by the side of the bottom. We're just going to roll the knees down towards the floor and then just lean in over the legs there. So we're getting a nice stretch into the hip and then come back to centre, rolling the knees back, through, and down, and over. Just leaning in, getting a nice stretch into the hip. I can see the dog on the screen there. Kate, this one's for you as well. It's your favourite one. That's it. So you can take this up a level by bringing the hands away from the floor. So just using the core a little bit more there. Or we can take it up another level where we come up onto the knees. So we're getting a really nice stretch there into the hips. So really tuck that tailbone under at the top. Sit back down. Roll the knees back over. Up and over. Knees come down and lift. So getting a really nice stretch into that hip. But if you can't do that, that's fine. Just keep rolling the knees over from one side to the other. Oh, at least the dog's enjoying it. Let's go for one more to each side. So if we're not coming up, we're just rolling those knees down towards the floor, like that. And adding that little lean in over, getting that stretch into the hip. And then coming back to centre again. We're now going to work the other side of the obliques and the glutes. So coming down into side lying again. If you want the cushion for your head, that's fine. If you don't need it, that's absolutely fine too. So we've got a bend in the knee here. Feet are level with the bottom. Hips are stacked one on top of the other. Switch that core on so there's a bit of daylight between the waist and the mat. So you can post a letter in between the waist and the mat. We're now going to take this leg, top leg, level with the body, really reach with the foot towards that back wall. Keeping the hips stacked, we're just going to take it up into a leg raise. So squeezing from the side of the bottom, Inhale as we lower that leg down, level with the hip, and exhale it back up again. Squeeze, and release back down. Let's just wake that glute up. Let's go for 2 more. 1. And 2. Bringing that foot level with the hip again, we're going to take it into the side kick. So flexing through the foot, bring this hand down for a little bit of support. Inhale, inhale a little bit further, point, and then take that leg just beyond the hip, so squeezing the glute at the back. So it's a flex, inhale, inhale, point, exhale that leg back, flex, inhale, inhale, point. Perfect. Keep it going, keeping those hips as still as we can, keeping that core nice and strong. Go for 3 more. 1, 2, and last one. Flex, inhale, inhale, point, and exhale. Taking that leg just beyond the body. We're going to do those little glute kicks now. So bring the hand down to the floor and kick. Just squeeze the glute there. Keep that core nice and strong. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Bringing the leg back level with the body. Bringing that hand down onto the floor. Head relaxed down onto the floor, onto the arm. Bringing the other arm over, so nice and long. Inhale breath. As we exhale, we're lengthening and lifting through that leg, reaching up towards the ankle. Keep the weight really light in this arm at the bottom, and then inhale it back down to the floor. So really squeezing up through the obliques there as we come up, reach, reach, reach. And inhale as we lower back down. Let's go for 5 more. Exhale. And inhale it down. Reach up towards the ankle. Inhale down, last 2. Squeeze from the glutes as well there. And last one. Exhale it up. And inhale, lower back down. Nice, well done. Bringing the knees together now. You can pop the cushion underneath the head if you like. Arms are coming out in front. One hand on top of the other. We're going to work that little bit of rotation now through the spine and mobility through the shoulder. So inhale as the arm comes up towards the ear, keeping the arm as close to the floor as we can. Just let the neck follow the line of the spine. And then nice big arm circle, bringing the hands back together again. So inhale, breath as the arm comes up. Keeping that arm as close to the floor as we can there. Rotate through the spine, bringing the hands back together. Last 2. And last one. And then bringing the hands back together. Well done. Coming onto our backs now. Again, we're going to work some rotation. So bringing the spine down to the floor, tuck the tailbone under. Arms are going to come out level with the shoulders. We're going to bring the legs one at a time up into tabletop position. Zipping knees and feet together for this one. We're then going to lengthen out through the right leg. So reaching the foot up towards the ceiling, and we're going to inhale it down to the left-hand side. So keeping the shoulder blades down on the floor. It's a nice rotation through the lower spine there. Exhale as we bring the foot back up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to switch and go down to the other side. So inhale as we lower. If this is too much for you, just bring both legs into tabletop position. So rather than lengthening out through the leg, both legs in tabletop. Inhale as we lower. And exhale as we bring those knees back through the centre. Just keep it going. Lovely. Nice, Mark. Lovely, Jill. Perfect. Just rolling that way across. Don't let those shoulder blades come up. Pam's got a partner with her. Nice. Let's do one more to each side. And last one. And exhale as we bring the knees back to centre again. Well done. Bringing the feet down to the floor. Let's just take it out into a full body stretch. There's the time. Have a little circle of wrists and ankles. And then we're going to work some rolling back exercises. So just bringing the arms down to the side, feet back up onto the floor. Again, tuck the tailbone underneath, sink that lower back down into the mat. The legs are going to come back up to tabletop. And then here, we're going to push into the hands. And as we do, we're just going to pelvic tilt and just bring the pelvis up from the mat. Don't worry if you can't come up very high. We're going to inhale at the top and then exhale as we slowly place the spine back down again. So that's level one. Inhale breath. So just bring the chin and the knees towards the chest. Lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale it back down again. So it's only a very small movement. Level two. If we can bring the legs all the way over, bringing the legs over the head, flexing through the feet, and then exhale as we bring the spine back down again. So just work it at your level, knees to chest, lengthen through the legs for level two, flex the feet, and just slowly lower the spine down. So getting a really nice stretch into the posterior chain as we do that. But level one, you're getting exactly the same stretch, we're just not taking it quite as far over. So lift, hold, and lower back down. Let's go for four more. Inhale, breath. Exhale it up. Inhale, hold. And exhale it back down again. Try and use the core as much as you can here. So try not to press into the hands now. Really use the core to curl up. Inhale, hold. And exhale as we bring the spine back down to the floor. And last one. Inhale, breath. Exhale it up. Legs come all the way over for level two. Flexing through those feet. Feel that nice pull as we start to lower the spine back down to the floor. Well done. Bringing the feet down onto the floor. Just going to finish off with a little rolling one. So lengthening out through the body again. Inhale, breath. We're going to come up into seated. Don't like just sit up. We're going to roll up. So arms come up towards the ceiling. Anchor the shoulders. Inhale, breath. Exhale as we come chin to chest. Heels stay down. Use the elbow if you need to there. That's it. Sit nice and tall. Inhale, breath. We're going to exhale. Reach for the feet. A nice stretch into the back of the legs. And then to finish with, we're just going to roll like a ball. So it's a nice little spine massage for you. So bringing the feet up onto the floor. Little pelvic tilt. So we're going to balance on the back of the sit bones there. Bringing the feet up from the floor. Hands to the outside of the ankles. Take an inhale breath. And as we exhale, we're just going to roll back to the shoulders. And then balance at the top. So it's just a little roll back to the shoulders. And balance. So just getting the spine in that nice C curve. Try not to roll back onto the neck. That looks good, Angie. If you want to make this a little bit harder, when we come back to the top, we can take it into a teaser. So lengthening through the legs, reaching with the arms, bend. We're just adding that little teaser onto the end. Reach, balance. Let's go for 2 more. Nice, Sheila. Lovely. And last one. And lift. Well done. And then let's have a nice stretch out now. So coming back down onto the spine, we're going to bring the arms out into a V shape above the head. If that's not comfortable for you though, just bring them out level with the shoulders. So keeping the palms facing up towards the ceiling, stepping the feet out nice and wide. Take an inhale breath. As we exhale, we're going to roll the knees in one direction, rolling the head away from the knees. Just bringing the knees as close to the floor as we can. And take some deep breaths into that stretch. So really fill the lungs on that inhale breath. And empty them on the exhale. And then just rolling the head and the knees back through the center and rolling over to the other side. Again, bring those knees down as close to the floor as you can. Really roll the head away in the opposite direction. And then coming back to center again. We're then going to roll up into seated again. So just bringing the arms up towards the ceiling, anchor the shoulders. Take an inhale breath as we exhale. Bring the chin towards the chest, using those very tired abdominals. Roll it up the last time. And then when we reach the top, we're going to widen out through the legs here. Reaching towards the ceiling, and then just reach it forward, as far forward as we can. Bringing the hands down all the way to the floor. Take an inhale breath as we exhale, just try to walk the hands on the exhale breath a little bit further away, just to develop the flexibility. So on every exhale breath, just try to increase the stretch slightly. And then slowly just start to walk the hands back towards the body. And then lengthen back out through the spine. Next exercise, nice little hip flexor stretch. So we're going to come into kneeling. Hands underneath, wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're going to step the right foot up next to the right hand, or just beyond the right hand. And then we're just going to really push into that left hip. So just bending through that right knee. So you should feel a really nice stretch into the hip there. If you want to, and you've got the flexibility, we can come down onto the forearms. But don't worry if you can't, just keep the hands down on the floor. That's it. And then we're going to bend back through the legs. So we're going to straighten out through this right leg now. Sitting back into the left heel. So feeling that stretch down the back of the right leg. And then coming back to center again. We're going to do the same on the other side. So popping that knee back underneath the hip. Stepping the left foot up next to the left hand. And then bending through this left knee. Pushing into that right hip. So really tuck the tailbone until you feel a nice stretch down that right hand side. Coming down all the way onto the forearms if you like. And then coming back up onto the hands again. And then we're going to lengthen out through this left leg. So straighten out through the left leg. Sitting back into that right heel. So feeling the stretch down the back of the left leg this time. That's it. And then just coming back up onto all fours. We do a nice glute stretch now. So I'm going to work a pigeon stretch. So just bringing that right knee up in between the hands and just slightly across the left knee. We're then going to sit. We're going to walk that left leg back and get it nice and straight. Then great. Just leaning into that right glute. So getting a nice stretch into the glute there. And then we can come down again onto the forearms, if you like, and just lower that upper body down into the floor. You should feel that nice stretch into the bottom. And then come back up onto the hands again. And then we're just going to bring that knee back underneath the hip. Same on the other side. So just bring that left knee up in between the hands, slightly fold over that right leg, and just slide the right leg away, leaning into that left glute. So feeling that stretch into the glute first, and then lowering down onto the floor, bringing the upper body down. Again, take some deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then coming back up onto the hands again. And then bringing that knee back underneath the hip. Let's have a nice spine stretch now. So really spread the fingers here, wrists underneath the shoulders, middle fingers pointing forwards, elbows nice and soft. Inhale, breath. As we exhale, we're going to bring the chin towards the chest, really tuck that tailbone between the legs and just really push up into the spine there. So scooping the tummy button up, part the shoulder blades. And then we're going to slowly lower it down, dropping that spine down. Start to squeeze the shoulder blades together, really stick out the bottom. Just let the head follow the line of the spine there. So don't throw the head back or bring the head forwards. And then we're going to take it back up into a cat stretch. So inhale, breath, exhale. Tailbone comes under the legs, in between the legs rather, chin towards the chest, and really push up into that spine. And then last time, just slowly bring the spine down. Start to squeeze those shoulder blades together, stick out the bottom. And then we're going to return it back to neutral now. So lengthen back out through the spine. Slightly turn the tailbone under. Toes turn underneath. Have a little sit back into the heels. Inhale, breath, and then as we exhale, we're pushing up off the knees, pushing those heels back into the floor, head through the arms. If you want to have a little pedal here with the legs, just dipping one hip down then the other. And then finally pushing both heels back into the floor. Keep the knees soft, but the legs straight. We're just going to walk the hands back towards the feet. Hopefully you'll be a bit closer to the floor than you were at the start. So keeping the knees soft. Let's again bend through the knees. Inhale, breath to come down. Exhale as we push that bottom back up towards the ceiling. Let's just do 2 more. And last one. Inhale it down. Exhale, push. Relaxing through the neck. So really switch the neck off. Let the arms just dangle. Inhale, breath. And then as we exhale, slowly start to rebuild the spine. So really draw that tummy button up. Just let the arms dangle. Coming up nice and slowly. 1 vertebrae at a time. And then when we reach the top, a couple of really big shoulder rolls. And just pop the shoulders down and back. Well